Hi Terra Mystica fans, and welcome to the second video in my Terra Mystica record score videos. In this video we're going to check out another game on the Snellman site, a record score for another faction. I'll show you the setup and then we can discuss which faction was chosen. The game was a 4-player game that took place on the original game board with the mini expansion. Now, if you're not familiar with the mini expansion, it has the 4 extra town tiles, the temple round scoring tile, and the shipping scoring bonus card. Now let's have a look at the setup involved in the game, and we can see our record scoring player was Koj, and he was in seat 2 in this game. In seat 1 we have Hakuna Matata, player 3 is Lek, and player 4 is Fat Cat. So if you want to pause the video now, it might be a good time, and see if you can choose which faction Koj actually chose in this game. And now I'll give you some clues which might help you guess which faction Koj actually chose in this record-breaking game. The first clue is at the end of the first round, Koj actually finished the round with a temple and 1 dwelling on the game board. Clue number 2, in the game he founded 4 towns. And the final clue is many players with this faction would open with a stronghold. And now it's time for me to reveal which faction Koj actually chose in this game. The faction is the Alchemists, which is a little bit surprising because Alchemist is actually a colour neighbour to the Halflings, which have been chosen by player 1. Then player 3, Lek, went for the Dwarves, and Fat Cat chose the Chaos Magicians. Now, for those of you not familiar with how to play the Alchemist, let's have a look at the Alchemist's player board. The Alchemist's special ability allows them to convert victory points into coins at a 1-to-1 ratio at any time through the game. This is a fantastic ability because coin generation can often be a problem for many factions. And also at any time during the game, they can then convert those coins at a 2-to-1 ratio back into points. This is, of course, usually done at the end of the game. And converting points into coins is often done liberally in the early game, but later in the game, it's a case of weighing up the pros and cons. Now, the Alchemist's Stronghold is a very useful building, providing 6 coin income during the income phases. Also immediately giving 12 power and 2 power for each dig action performed through to the end of the game. Because of the strength of the Alchemist Stronghold, many players will actually open with a Stronghold, receiving that 12 power and look to take the double dig power action. It's unfortunate for the Alchemist that by the time the Alchemists get round to finishing their Stronghold, the double dig power action is often taken, which makes it difficult for them to get a good amount of dwellings on the board and provide worker income. As coins come easily to the Alchemists, worker income is vital for them. Also, with a Stronghold opening, it's more difficult to compete for that vital Earth 1 or Favor 11 favor tile. So perhaps a more viable Alchemist opening is actually the Temple opening, allowing the Alchemist to grab that Earth 1 favor tile, providing priest income to compete for cult bonuses, and then looking to build the Stronghold in rounds 2 or 3. Also of note with this faction is the 2 power for each dig action performed after building that Stronghold makes upgrading digging more viable for this faction. But above all, your strategy should be to get as many dwellings on the board to provide that worker income as you can in the opening rounds. This can generate a huge economy for the Alchemist, but that economy does need to be converted into points. Now, the Alchemists do have the ability to convert coins into points, but it's often more viable for them to gain points by selecting the Alchemists in games where at least 3 and preferably 4 of the scoring bonus cards are present. This makes it a lot easier for them to turn their huge economy into points. So guys, let's check out the initial placements. Now, the Alchemists have placed on E5 and E10, a nice setup here. Certainly, it could have been a bit worse if the Halflings had placed a dwelling on, say, A7 or B2, because the Alchemists really need to join up their network across the north. In such a position with the halflings on e6 and f5, they are likely to join their network across the south, so not really causing any trouble for us. Although there are a couple of hexes that could be an issue. The first one is d8. If the Chaos Magicians grab the double dig before the Alchemists are able to dig, they may cut us off by terraforming d8. But in the first round at least, the Halflings should be favourite to grab that double dig. So getting d8 before the Chaos Magicians in round 2 will be vital. Another very sensitive hex is b4. If the Chaos Magicians expand and try and build a second town on d6, c4, b4 and a9, then this will also cut off the Alchemists. So it's very important for the Alchemists to upgrade their shipping early and get access to double dig that b4 hex so network can be joined up for those points. Onto the bonus cards now, and the Chaos Magicians have chosen Sanctuary's Stronghold scoring bonus with the 2 workers, and Lek, playing the Dwarves, has chosen 3 power and 1 worker, probably looking to grab a dig early on. So which bonus card do you think Koj picked? Well, the clue is in the cult bonus at the end of round 1. For each 2 steps up the fire cult, receive 1 worker. So Koj chose the priest bonus card, and remember the alchemists start on step 1 on the fire cult, so grabbing the 3 spot in that fire cult can take them to step 4, benefiting from a 2 worker cult bonus at the end of the round. Then finally Hakuna Matata, playing the halflings, chose the 6 coins bonus card. So this is the position on the game board at the end of round 1, and the surprising thing to me really was the lack of development on the map made by the alchemists during this round. We can see the halflings managed to grab the double dig power action, finishing their round with a temple and 3 dwellings, and the Chaos Magicians managed to build their sanctuary. But the alchemist didn't take a single dig during this round. Now bear in mind, the second round is a dwelling scoring round. So building dwellings obviously in the second round will yield more points. But the alchemists do need that worker income. But they did manage to gain extra worker income through the cult tracks by throwing their priest into the 3 spot on the fire cult, moving them up to step 4, gaining 2 extra workers cult income at the end of the round. Also, upgrading E10 to a temple allowed them to grab that vital Favor 11 or Earth 1 favor tile. They also managed to take the priest power action early in the round, and finally passed out of the round taking the shipping scoring bonus card. On to round 2, and this is where the brilliance of Koj's plan for his alchemist faction really came into its own. During this dwelling scoring round, he managed to build a total of 6 dwellings across the north of the map, almost guaranteeing his network being joined up. By the end of the round, he had already taken d8 and gained access to the critical b4 hex. So how did he manage to get so many dwellings on the board? And the answer to that is shipping. Remember, he took the priest power action in round 1, again taking the same power action in round 2, also gaining a priest income from his temple built in round 1, giving him 3 priests. And converting plenty of points into coins, he was then able to upgrade his shipping 3 times. And of course, holding that shipping scoring bonus card during the round, that's 9 extra points. Finally, passing out of the round, getting the cult step bonus card. Here's the position on the map at the end of round 3, a Sanctuary Stronghold scoring round. Now this was a quieter round for the alchemists. They built their stronghold on e5 and managed to take the 7 coin power action. Now the alchemists did also manage to upgrade their digs during this round before passing out of the round, again managing to get the shipping scoring bonus card. Now we find ourselves in round 4, the dig round. At the start of the round, the alchemists had 9 workers. Contrast that to the halflings, who started the round with 22 workers and their digs fully upgraded. But this was still another excellent round for the alchemists. During the round, they upgraded their digs once again and managed to grab the 2 worker power action. They double dug c4, another double dig on b4, and a double dig on d3, and they performed a single dig on f7, building a dwelling. So that gives a total of 7 digs during the round and 1 dwelling built.
And remember, with their shipping already having been upgraded to level 3, they gained 9 extra points from their shipping scoring bonus card. And then they passed into round 5, taking the Sanctuary Stronghold scoring bonus card. Now on to round 5, an amazing round for Koj here playing the Alchemists. First, he upgraded E10 to a Sanctuary and took the Favor 10, which is the Water 1 favor tile. This gives 3 points for each trading post built through to the end of the game. Then he upgraded D8 to a trading post before taking the 7-coin power action, Act 4. Then he built a dwelling on D3 before upgrading the trading post on D8 to a temple, taking Favor 5, the town size favor tile. Taking this favor tile means he could simultaneously found 2 towns. We have one in the east and one in the west, because rather than requiring a power value of 7, the favor tile allows you to complete towns with a power value of 6 of your structures within the town. So for the town tiles, he took 2 town 2s, which are the 7 points and 2 worker town tiles. On his next turn, he sent a priest into the fire cult before passing out of the round, grabbing bonus 7, which is the trading post scoring bonus. Perfect going into the final round, a trading post scoring round. Now this is the position at the end of round 6, and no, your eyes are not deceiving you. The Alchemists completed 4 towns in this game. First, he threw a priest into the final space in the fire cult to finish that cult, before building 7 dwellings and a total of 4 trading posts during the round, completing 2 more towns to give a total of 4 towns, and taking the town 4 and town 8 town tiles. So another huge scoring round. So at the end of the game, the Alchemists took the 18 points for the network scoring. They also got 10 points from the cults, and this gave them a final score of 194 points, a record score for the Alchemists in this setup. Halflings came in with a respectable 147, and the Chaos Magicians 141. Dwarves get 116. So an amazing score there by the Alchemists. 4 towns and 194 points. Koj, if you are watching this, congratulations, well played. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video, there will be plenty more like this coming up in the future. So be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching.